What's up, everybody? Today we're going to get started on Holmakra in just a few minutes, but to begin the video here, I wanted to kind of talk about a post that I made on Facebook and YouTube here recently, and you may have seen it. I'm asking for some donations to purchase this building pack right here that you see, and it's got some really cool stuff in here. My next map is a pretty ambitious project. And what I'm trying to do, just to kind of let you in on this as to why I need this, is I'm attempting to make the biggest town with the most detail, with the most buildings, with the coolest stuff in there that has ever been seen on Farming Simulator. And so I need some really good models of buildings and stuff. Now, I've already got some of this stuff. They don't look exactly like this, but for instance, I've got a Taco Bell, I've got a McDonald's, I've got a Wendy's. Let's see what else is on here. This little motel over here, it's a pretty nice little motel. So I mean, I've got one similar, but for what I'm trying to do, I need lots and lots of buildings and stuff. And actually, I just logged back onto this website to look at this building pack to show you what all was in here and why I was needing all that stuff. And look, they've lowered the price by 50%. So I guess, I don't know if everybody clicking on it and just some interest, everybody's like, oh, hey, look at all this, views that I've gotten on this building pack. I guess I'll just go ahead and lower it by 50% and maybe try to get some sales. So anyway, this person, whoever is trying to sell this, has lowered the price by half. So I think what I'd like to do, unfortunately right now I just don't have even 100. What I was hoping to do was to get some donations from everybody to equal half of that, 100, and then I could later, when YouTube paid me, I could chip in the other 100. But I don't know. At this price, I may have to think about going ahead and purchasing this because it's got some really cool stuff in here. So what I'm kind of going for is more of an older style town. And so this Whataburger would be perfect because I've actually seen one of these with this A-frame structure. There's one over in Shreveport, Louisiana, not far from where I live, and it's been there a long time. This Dairy Queen's really cool. It's kind of an old school, walk up to the window kind of thing. That'd be really neat to put in there. This Taco Bell's really nice. Although I do have a Taco Bell that I've already added into this next map I'm working on. This one, however, looks a lot newer than the one I have, and the KFC would be really nice. Let's see what else is in here. This McDonald's is kind of more of an old school look to it with the red roof and the yellow and all that stuff on there. And this gas station would be kind of nice because it looks more of an older style. So that's kind of what I'm going for, is more of the older look to it. And some of this stuff, I probably wouldn't use, but like even these signs and stuff, that'd be kind of neat to. Of course, there's already a billboard pack out there that you can, just edit the board itself and make your custom signs and things. But just a lot of these buildings in here have this kind of custom, old school, not custom, old school look to them. This Donuts place looks like it's been there a while, so I'm really trying to go for that more. Now, I wouldn't use that building. But this fire station's kind of neat. You could, well, no, I guess you could put a sign out front or something. There's nowhere really to put a sign on there. The Jack in the Box, looks kind of older, so I mean, that's kind of what I'm going for. And of course, that right there looks like it's been there forever. Got the steel mesh on the windows and stuff, and that's pretty neat looking. But anyway, that's kind of what I was going for. And so I'm really thinking now that at $100 I may have to really consider just going ahead and purchasing that. But anyway, long spiel over. I just wanted to kind of show that to you and what I had planned for that. All right, let's get to some logging here. Yeah, so I'm really excited about that building pack now. I'm going to have to really consider that. I mean, I wish I just could just buy it right off the bat, but I'm going to have to look and see what types of payment options they have and things like that, and maybe I can go ahead and purchase it. Of course, it would be nice still if somebody could chip in a little bit of money. I mean, maybe even 20 bucks or something just to help offset that cost, because I'm really wanting to step up my game in the mapping area, and I hate to give away too much and get everybody too excited and whatever, because Ransom Ridge, I keep going back to that. I haven't finished that yet, but that was an ambitious project right there. And the reason I'm starting on another ambitious project is mostly because there's not going to be a Farming Simulator 21, at least not at the end of this year. I guess it would be the end of this year. So they've already announced that. So us modders have a bit more time to work with, and so I thought I'd go ahead and take on some more ambitious projects. And where is my feller buncher? Just try to, there it is. Just try to take on bigger projects and add more detail, and really focus too on, sort of, I guess, making things better, I guess is the only way to put it. Kind of like, I can throw maps together, sure, but why not try to make them to where they're the best optimized? Because I've learned a lot of tricks now. Some folks have really helped me with a lot of things, especially Mirathus Catalyst over there at Catalyzer Gaming. Chad, he's really helped me out with a lot of stuff, and Mountain State Modding helped me a good bit with the Switchback Canyon, so I kind of know what to look for there with a few things. So just stuff like that, just trying to really optimize the maps and make them as best I can at the start, instead of just throwing something out there and then there'd be some issues with multiplayer, or getting them on console and whatever, which is another thing I want to talk about. And that is all three of my custom-made Farming Simulator maps for 19. That's Bear Rock Logging, the Plantation, and Switchback Canyon. All three of those are being worked on by a guy named Austin Wiley. I hope I pronounced that right. But anyway, he's helping me out with that. And he's got some experience apparently with dealing with giants and what they're looking for. And in fact, he's already submitted Bear Rock Logging. It's not showing up on any of the mods in testing yet, but he's already submitted Bear Rock, so hopefully pretty soon they'll take a look at that. And I think it was either that one or the Plantation, he said, was in really good shape, so there shouldn't have any issues with one of those. I'm not sure which. But anyway, big shout out to Austin, and appreciate your help on that. I'm hoping that Giants will approve those pretty soon. Maybe they won't spend too much time in testing. Maybe there won't be too much stuff to fix or whatever. But anyway, looking forward to that. Because I just didn't have the time or motivation to have to, worry about fixing file format stuff, and just, man, these logs on this hill are not easy. So I really do appreciate Austin helping out there. So yeah, back to the whole building pack thing. If you feel like you can contribute anything, I mean, even if it's $2, $5, whatever, I sure would appreciate a little bit of help on that, because I hate to spend too much money on things like that. I mean, if I just had the money, yeah, sure, I would buy that right now with no questions, but unfortunately I just don't have $100 laying around. I mean, yeah, sure, I could buy it, but $100 could easily go towards bills and stuff, not the game. But I spend a ton of time working on this stuff, you know. So my time is, you know, very valuable, and I also contribute my time as money because I could be doing something else that, you know, is more productive or whatever. But I enjoy working on this stuff and making maps. It's a lot of fun making these maps because I get to create my own world, you know, and then you guys get to enjoy it. I really do enjoy, you know, get the comments about how much you love the map or enjoy playing on it or whatever, because that to me is the reward of it. And it's a lot of fun playing it too, although I think I spend more time making maps now than I do playing, but it's fun too. So we're going to work on Holmakra for the rest of the video, and I think probably the next video you see on Holmakra is going to be another time lapse, because we have now, let's see, we bought this land, and that was 1 point something million, so you can see we're only down to about 30,000 now, so we've really got a lot of work to do to get back up to another $1 million to then buy the other piece of land that we'll need, and then we can purchase that sawmill. So we got quite a bit of work to do. I've got to switch back to this other. Oh, I tell you what, these trees on this slope is not. This gravel skidder is not liking this. I haven't been using the. I guess I was using a cable skidder at one point. I may have to switch back to a cable skidder for this area here because it's such a angle. Tell you what, let's do that. Let's see. Let's not sell this, but let's go ahead and park this over here at the sawmill, and then we'll just lease a cable skidder. That, and then if needed we'll bring this back into the action, but for right now let's just go park this. In fact, I'm going to park it right in here because I don't want to get in the way of anything else. I sure hate to park this thing though, because I sure do love this skidder, but you know, different applications require different machines, and so let's just go over here. I hope I've got some activated. And I don't, of course. Okay, so just a second, I'll be right back. Okay, so I added in a couple of different John Deere cable skidders. Now I don't remember exactly which one. I think I was using this 540, both by the same, whoever this SD is. Oh, let's try the bigger one. I don't know. Can't remember if I used this one or not. I don't remember it being yellow though. sure got a lot of options on it as far as the wheel setup. Oh, it's got the Timbermatic stuff on there. That's pretty cool. We'll leave that on there. Alright, well, I just don't remember using this, but anyway. We'll see if it works. Yeah, I was thinking that I was using Courseplay on this, but it was a different series. I don't think Courseplay and winches play very well together, so whenever I know I need to use the Courseplay, I try not to use any winches on there. Okay, so this should be really good here. I like using the winch skidders. Let's just start back here where the fellow buncher's at. We'll eventually hop back on the fellow buncher, I hope, before the end of the video. Cut a few more trees. So let me look real quick and see if I've got... Yeah, I don't. Let's do one more thing here. Well, I didn't activate it. Yeah, I don't have the plows activated either. Let's see. Let me see here what I've got. Least item. Okay, there's a JCB fast track. Okay, so let me just get a plow here, and I'm just going to lease one. I don't need a huge one. Well, I guess it needs to be pretty good size. It's 4.9, 6.2. I hate to just. Well, okay. Oh. Well, I guess I should have checked that before I started setting up right here and bought or leased the plow. Okay. Well, so we just wasted some money there. Alright. Should have checked to see if I actually own the lanes. I remember now that part right here in this corner we didn't own, but oh well. Oh well. Yeah, you know, back to the whole Farming Simulator 21 thing, I really do hope that they're either making improvements to the game engine or changing game engines completely or something. I mean, I think, I want to say that we've been on this game engine, they probably developed it for, you know, Farming Simulator to begin with, so it's probably been the game engine since Farming Simulator's initially conceived in the first game, but I could be wrong about that. They could have changed game engines or done something, but I'm pretty sure that, you know, this is a Giants custom-built game engine. And they may have tweaked it, you know, over the years or whatever, but I would imagine that. Come on. I would imagine that. Probably have made some improvements to it, but not any major overhaul. So maybe that's what they're doing. You know, I still think the whole waiting to see what the console, you know, is going to be like, or whatever. I think that's probably a little bit. I don't know. I'm not going to say a lie, but I mean, I think I would hope anyway that Microsoft and Sony would have, you know, told some of the major players in the industry, the game industry, you know, kind of what the specs are going to be and all that, but, you know, never know, maybe they didn't. And, you know, Giants may not be big enough to where they got that kind of information from Sony and Microsoft. Could just be left in the dark, and then maybe when it's closer to time for the things to be released, they could get that information, but I don't know. In some other bit of news that I just learned this week, in fact, I may have heard it and just forgot, or maybe I didn't know it at all, but apparently Caterpillar has sold their line of skidders and fellow bunchers to a company called Wildland, and they just wanted to get out of that line. It wasn't making much money for them, getting any sales, whatever, but focus on other things. But anyway, they sold that line of equipment, skidders and fellow bunchers, to a company called Wildland. And the reason that came up was I was chatting with Serious Mods the other night, and he said something about had been at the loggers show or whatever, and I said, "Oh, the one in Oregon?" He said, "Yeah." And he said that Well, he sent me a picture of one of the Wyland Skidders, and I said, "Oh, I never heard of that brand," and he just told me about it. So, learned something this week. Okay, so I'm just gonna come up here to where the skidder, the photo muncher's at. Park the skidder. Let's do a little bit more cutting here. Too far out there. Look closer. Well, I have to say, I sure do like cutting these spruce trees a lot better than them stupid crooked pine trees that Giants decided to put in the game. I like the look of the pine trees and whatever, but I can't stand those things. Crooked, they don't cut right. FDR's equipment just totally bonks out on it. Sometimes. Okay, there's my line. Have to kind of watch. I'm trying to play this, carefully, like you would in real life. You wouldn't want to cut beyond the boundary line because you get in some trouble. But this machine right here, since it's a quote-unquote stump grinder, it'll cut any of the trees. Doesn't matter if you own the land or not. So I kind of have to be watching where I'm at. I see my line now, and I'm not going to cross over that. Come on. So what I wanted to do was just cut down this boundary line to establish, the cut line, and then I'll start cutting in a more, easier access areas. I like the fact that this area right here has got a lot of bigger trees in it too. Some of those areas we were in before was a bunch of really small stuff in there. Took longer to make loads and stuff. you may notice and have questions about the red ring around the trees. If you notice, whenever I use this spray paint that was released, I don't know, it's been a few months now, a few months ago. I think it was part of the Global Company pack or something. I think so. Anyway, normally whenever you use this red spray can, it puts a big red X on the tree. The problem I have with that is that the red X is only on one side, so you have to, you know, and it always faces one direction, I think. So, and it depends on how the tree was rotated, I believe, or I could be wrong about that. But anyway, it only puts the X on one side of the tree. So if you've got the X here and you're on the back side of the tree, you can't see it. So what I did was I went in, unzipped the file, and this is in case you want to play with it, whatever, modify it your own. I unzipped the mod, and then in there's some tree textures where they have this bark that's on the trunk of the tree, and then they have a red X painted on there, just in Photoshop or Paint.net or whatever. And then they added those into the file so that whenever, and I think it only works on the spruce, maybe the spruce and the pine. But anyway, you'll see in there if you unzip it. But all you got to do to do this, and it's really simple, is just open up that tree trunk texture that they have in there in Paint.net. I think it's what I used, and just kind of copy paste some of the bark from below up above. In fact, if you look real close, you can kind of see. Well, it's kind of maybe right here is a little better example. You can kind of see a line across there. That's where I cut and pasted some of this bark texture from either above or below, and then just moved it up to cover over their red X. And then what I did was I just took a just the color red and made a line across there, just a straight solid line across. That's all you got to do. Now you may have to play with it just a little bit to get the height of it just right, because if you notice back here when I was doing some playing around, I think, is it over here somewhere? I thought it was over here. Maybe it was somewhere else. Oh, there it is. Yeah, so that's kind of normal, about I don't know, head height or so you can kind of see it. But I accidentally, I don't know, I was playing around when somehow it put it way up there. But that's on those pine trees, so that could be it. It should act normally on the spruce, but and then yeah, actually you can see right here. Well, that's not a good example, but there's one where it sort of did right, but it also put it way up at the top. I don't know why it did that, but I think it's those pine trees. They're so tall or something. I don't know, but anyway. But it's not that hard. I mean, just go in there and paint that red line on there, and then zip it back up, and you're good to go. Always wondered why they did that. Why not just go ahead and make it like that, to where it shows up on all sides of the tree? I mean, I understand that they're trying to, put the X in there, so that should be the one that you take. And then there was another one that had, I think, some text on there with a line across it or something. I don't remember. The white. I think there's red, white, and green, I believe, is the different ones, but never made much sense to me why they didn't have it show up on all sides of the tree. So I'll fix that, well, mostly. Have cut over the line there, but anyway, I won't tell anybody. my wife and I had a nice time last night at my church. We had a what's called a volunteer banquet, and they have it every year for those that, you know, volunteer, the door greeters, the security folks, the folks that do the technical stuff, and the choir and the orchestra and all that stuff. And that's what I do, is the orchestra. Play my trombone in the church orchestra. But anyway, we had a banquet dinner last night, and kind of, you know, honor those folks that do all that. And it was either chicken or steak. We had the chicken. It was really good. And then last year they had a comedian that was really good, and I was kind of wondering how they're going to top that. But this year they had a magician show up, and well, he was really good. I don't know how he did that last trick. That was a good one. In fact, all the tricks were pretty good, although one or two of them I could probably, you know, maybe figure out how he did it, but just sleight of hand stuff. But it was really good. I had a good time. His last trick, you probably have seen it. So what he did was he had a volunteer come up, and then he put his assistant in handcuffs. Well, not really handcuffs. They were kind of, I don't know, handcuff-looking things, but they weren't exactly handcuffs, which I'm sure they had some sort of secret catch to them or something. Anyway, of course, he had the assistant, or the person from the audience, you know, check everything over, make sure everything wasn't, you know, of course, how you gonna know? But anyway, he checked everything over. They had a, okay, so, or back up. So what they did was they his assistant, he put these handcuff-looking things on her, and then they put a red sack over her, tied it at the top with some rope, and then they put her in a box, and then the magician, you know, put the lid on, locked the top on, and then they had this sort of PVC rectangle contraption with a curtain tied up on it, and they untied the curtain. The magician hopped on top of the box, and then the curtain was raised, and before the curtain even fell, his assistant was out of the box, and she was holding the curtain. And then they had the assistant to the magician unlock the box, and he was in there in the red sack. I'm sure some of y'all seen that before. But anyway, he was really good. His name was David Gerard, and he said he was on the full Penn and Teller show. So I'm going to have to look that up and watch that. But David Gerard, if you ever get a chance to see him, check him out. He's really good. Funny. It's really funny, and it was, of course, you had to be there, kind of. But anyway, somebody's cell phone went off in the audience, and he said, he paused his show, and he said, "Whoever that is, to tell him I'm busy." It's pretty funny. So it's a good time. A good time. So I'm wondering how they're going to top that next year. Let's look here. I'm just going to save. That's always a good thing. Okay, so we're right at the line. And I think I kind of quit marking the line, so let's see what we got here. Okay, so we're out right there. So let me go ahead and spray paint that. Well, that's a pine tree, and it actually did right. Well, maybe I fixed it. I don't know. So if that was out, surely that one's out. And let's check this one. That's good. This one should be out. Oh, that was good. Good. This one should be out. Yeah, the one trick he did last night that I can kind of see maybe how he did it was just sleight of hand. Really, was he had a 500 piece puzzle, and he said he had bought. Of course, this was just his little act, but he said he had bought 2 of them and sent one to a friend, and they put puzzles together, and they said, "Uh-oh, you're missing a piece," and he said, "Oh well, it'll show up eventually." So they mounted it on a board, had it sprayed on there or whatever, and then he had an assistant come out from the audience, a volunteer from the audience, and he said, "Okay, what I want you to do is reach into this box. I want you to just grab a handful and or reach into this bowl and grab a handful and then put your handful in this box." And so she did that, and then he said, "All right, now I want you to reach into this box that you just put these handful of pieces in, and I want you to pick I think it was 3 of them." So she picked 3, and then he had her put them on this table or whatever. I couldn't really see, I was in the back. And so then he said, "Okay, so what we're gonna do is I'm gonna pick one, and then you pick another, and then whatever's left over, I don't know, something like that." And that last piece was the one that was left over, and of course he brings out the puzzle that was mounted to a board. Of course, like most magician acts like that they claim that there's was no beforehand plans or anything like that. That it wasn't planned or anything. And then so anyway, he brought this puzzle mounted on this board out, and of course the last piece fit in there. That was kind of good. Of course, that one, I could kind of see where that was just sleight of hand, where he, of course, had the puzzle piece that fit, and he somehow switched it. Of course, that's a lot of magician acts. It's just sleight of hand. But anyway, I thought that was really good. Of course, this one poor girl he scared half to death. He claimed that there was a snake in this basket, and when he looked in there, he goes, "Uh-oh, he got out," or whatever, and then he said, "Well, let's just entice the snake to come back." And so he made this little mouse out of a handkerchief, and then he was saying something about, and of course this isn't a real mouse, and then he kind of threw it on the girl, and she screamed and about fell over. But anyway, at the very end there, on that little basket that he had on the table, the snake, quote unquote snake, it was just a fake snake, but anyway, it popped out of there like a jack-in-the-box or something. And I wasn't too impressed with that one, but it was funny because her reaction was pretty good. Oops. This helps turn the head on. Okay, well, I don't really know if I want to cut all the way over there, and let's see how we're doing on time. We're getting a little short on time, so I think I'm just going to park the machine right in here, and let's go ahead and get a few more loads skidded back, since we got a lot cut now. And then next time, I think what we'll do is we'll work on processing this and make a couple of loads to the sawmill right across the street. And then, well, actually next time I'm going to be doing a time lapse, that's right. We got to get this process moving. We got to make, I think it's 1.1 million or something like that. Yeah, almost 1.2 million, 1.18. Cause see, we cut right or wrong. I think we're right in here somewhere with the fellow buncher, right and wrong in there. right in here somewhere. So yeah, we have to buy that. It's got a long way to go. What I may end up doing is not, you know, making the million with all the timber. I may just take out a bit of a loan. I'm probably not supposed to skid these trees downhill like this, but I'm going to anyway. I think probably what you'll see next time too is when I do the time lapse, I'm probably going to get FDR's bulldozer, the winch dozer, get the plow action going. Well, that's right, we don't own that land. Never mind. Well, I may make a skid trail or something. That'd be kind of fun. I want to get a pretty good amount of trees skidded up there to the landings. Next video we can just do a bunch of processing and delivering. Don't worry too much about getting all skidded up. Stump one of these days. Knew it. There we go. Alright, let's get us one more load of logs, or trees, whatever you call them, and we'll call it a video for this time. I do want to remind everybody, I have a Facebook channel, Discord channel. If you are so inclined, I have a Patreon page where you can subscribe for $5 a month to help me out, and also what I've been doing there is giving kind of insider information on the maps I'm working on. This newest one I have not even announced yet over there because, like I said, I don't want to really give too much away, but when I start getting a little bit closer to, you know, being mostly done with it, I'll start putting up some screenshots and, you know, what the name of the map's going to be and stuff. I don't know, I'm just kind of paranoid a little bit about if I announce too early, somebody's going to get some ideas and then steal my ideas, and then, or or even the name of the map or something. I hope nobody will do that, but you know, I don't know, just kind of. Let's see, what's the word? Protective of my ideas and things like that. So I tend not to put too much of that out there too early. And it also kind of builds some suspense and excitement for the next map. I hope you guys get excited for my next map or whatever. Because I enjoy doing them, and like I said, I'm continually trying to step up my game with just how I make the maps and optimize them and stuff like that. I'm always learning new things and trying to do the best I can from the get-go. I try to test them out as best I can and have some folks look at them and stuff before I release them. That way, you know, I don't release anything with errors in it and all that sort of business. Errors are not good. It's not fun to release a map and then everybody said, oh, it's buggy, it's full of errors and whatever. That's just frustrating for you guys and for me too. So I try not to do that. Occasionally something may slip by or whatever, you know, I just don't realize it, but try not to let that happen. Okay. So that's going to be it for this video, and like I said, the next video or two here on Holmakra is probably going to be time-lapse because, like I said, we're now down to 17,000 thanks to my stupid plow I bought and the lease of the cable skidder, which we needed that. But anyway, thanks for watching. We'll catch you next time, maybe Wednesday. It could be Friday, I don't know. Just whenever I feel like making a video, whenever I get around to it. Here lately, it's I try to record on my lunch break from work, and then you know if I'm busy, I just can't get to it, or whatever. But anyway, hope you enjoyed. See you next time. Thanks for watching.